Hi guys, I'm Gary, welcome to the channel. Today we're looking at a classic 80s song. It's How Soon Is Now by the Smiths. Okay, so before we get going, let's have a quick look at gear, setup and tone effects. It's really important in this song. I'm in standard tuning. I've got a capo at the 2nd fret. A lot of Smiths material was recorded 2 semitones or 2 steps up. We're just going to use a capo. I think the band used to tune their instruments up. In terms of the tone through the amp, I've got some gain just to help us when we get that sort of driving riff going through. But also for that sort of bridge section in the middle, like the chorus part, where we're going to play some almost power chord octave type moves. The song features a lot of tremolo. I'll show you how I set the tremolo up because you're going to need to play in time with that, and that's one of the tricks of getting this song right. You don't want tremolo too fast or too slow. There's also a pre-recorded sound, that kind of siren wailing sound that's a signature part of the track. I'll show you how we do that later on. I've recorded that into my Boss loop station so I can call it up anytime I want to throughout the track. So let's have a quick look at the pedals. So we'll just have a quick look at the tremolo settings. I've got the depth quite high up, almost full on really, the speed about 5 past 10 past, and the gain about 10 past, just to compensate for that sort of perceived drop in volume when we lose a little bit of the signal with the tremolo effect. I'll show you what it sounds like. So that's the tone without the tremolo. And that's the tone with. Rather cool. Still going. Okay, so we've got our gear set up, tremolo set, we're all ready to go. Let's get into it and let's get close up. Okay, so there's 3 main parts to How Soon Is Now. You've got the main driving, pulsating riff that goes throughout the song, and we're going to look at that first. Second, you've got a bridge section with the power chords, and there's some sort of octaves which I'll show you. And then thirdly, we've got the siren, the wailing part, and we'll look at that at the end. Okay, so the verse uses 3 chords, and I'm going to refer to the chord names in relation to the capo. So we're using an E major shape, and as we play through that, I'm going to remove my 3rd finger, so it goes like this. Next we move up to a G6, which is like a G, but you're just playing the 5th and 6th string, so we're not playing up here on the 1st string. And then the 3rd chord is an A sus2, which is just an A with an open 2nd string, so I'm just holding down the 3rd and 4th strings at the 2nd fret in relation to the capo, and we're just strumming that from the A string. So altogether we've got this. see that we don't stop on the G and the A chord for too long. I'm playing that without tremolo. I'm going to turn the tremolo effect on now, and you'll notice that I'm not strumming every pulsing beat of it. I'm letting the tremolo do some of the work, and I'm strumming sort of every other to try and just play in time with it. Hopefully that will make sense. And I'm also mainly playing on the lower strings, the bassiest strings and the middle ones. I'm not really going up to the top register. So those chords form the bulk of the track really, and they're punctuated with that pre-recorded sound that we're going to look at later. I'll show you how I get that sound later on. And you'll need to familiarise yourself with the song for when they come in. It's easier when you're listening to the record or when there's vocals there, but they come in at different points throughout the song. So it sounds something like this. And as they do come in, that's when you change to the G and the A. Okay, so let's just break down that bridge chorus section. I'm barring across the 3rd and 4th strings at the 11th fret, and it sounds like that. And with my pinky, I'm holding down the 2nd string at the 14th fret. I'm also playing the open A string, so this really replicates that first part of this, the A sus chord. Sounds like that. Okay, from here I'm going to slide the whole move down to the 7th fret of the guitar, that is, and I'm also holding down my 3rd finger on the 3rd string at the 9th fret. It sounds like this. I'm just going to play from the D string on this one. I'm not playing the open A string. And then I'm going to slide my pinky down to join my 3rd finger there at the 9th fret. So it sounds like this. So what we've got so far and then all we do is slide that back up to where we started at the 11th fret, but this time I'm keeping exactly the same pattern as I had down here, so I'm keeping my 3rd finger down this time. We didn't at the very start. And we're playing it again just from the D string, no A this time. Okay, so for the final couple of phrases for this section, we're moving on to the 1st, 2nd and 3rd strings. I'm barring those at the 9th fret of the guitar, and then I'm holding down the 1st and 2nd strings, barring across those at the 12th fret, and just playing the first 3 strings from the G string, so it sounds like this. And then all we're going to do is just move up that exact position so that our first finger is on the 11th fret. So all together, I'll play through that whole section slowly. It sounds like this. So we play through that section once, and then when we play through then a second time. Instead of starting up here, we just start at this position that we've already looked at. And then we back down to our E chord and we put the tremolo back on. I'll play through the whole thing, and then we're going to land back on the E at the end of it and put the tremolo back on. So hopefully that will make sense as I go through it. Sounds like this. So for this kind of bridge or chorus type section, what's going on is the underlying chords, it's kind of the A sus, and then I suppose it jumps to a C or C major, down to a G, D, and then B power chord, C and D rather, back up to the E. Or you can play individual notes, and on the recording there's more than one guitar going on, probably playing a combination of those parts, but the part I've showed you I think works well enough with one guitar. That's how I play it, and I think it sounds full enough. Okay, so for the third and final part of the song, we're going to look at that signature kind of wailing siren sound that comes in throughout, and I've recorded that into my Boss RC3 loop station. When I've done that, I've recorded it as a one-shot playback, so you record it as normal and then you hold down the tap tempo button and the right button, and it will show the letters OS for one shot come up on the display, and then you just pick a bank to save it into. So every time that you click the pedal, that sound will just play once when you want it to do. To get that sound, first of all, I've taken the capo off the guitar and I've tuned the B string down a half a step, so it's now B flat. And then what you need to do is taking a slide, is slide down. I'm just playing the second and third strings, and I'm sliding down from the 14th fret to the 13th fret. Sounds like this. When I'm recording that wailing siren sound part, I've put a little bit more reverb through the amplifier. I've got some delay, some chorus, and a little bit more gain and distortion through an overdrive pedal, just to make the notes ring out as you play with your slide. If you're not used to playing with a slide, you might need to practice that a few times, and you're just going to hover the slide just over the fret, and just practice with that, just making sure, because it's very easy to go out of tune with a slide. It takes some practice. So just experiment with that really, and just record, get something that sounds good to you, but you don't want a really clean sound there, you want it sort of really ambient sounding. So that's it, those are all the parts for How Soon Is Now. You've just got to listen to the track and work out when those parts come in. Okay, so that's it, that's How Soon Is Now. It's a great song, it's really good fun to play. I think it's really different. It's different to a lot of guitar playing with the tremolo and the siren part that comes in. It's really good fun. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe in YouTube. It will help me to grow this. I'm hoping to put lots more guitar content on this channel. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts about the lessons, or any ideas for tracks and things you'd like me to cover in the future. So thanks again for joining me. It does mean a lot to me. And in the meantime, enjoy your guitar playing, and I'll see you soon.